ne ya dofo ne wo mo on pese o mai sisa. Say honorable can echia wo mo. Back to the question, say campaign eko say.
Yeah.
Eko yepa.
Eko yepa. I see. More grants. Bibia the dean.
Yes.
I see. Very interestingly, Kennedy came in as a low starter. At the time, would declare the intention. Na and Crawford do na free say be a grown awardee. Ebi kura wo be do be kura na obe file no be say okay one file be obe throw the support ma will be. But gradually we've seen him grow in terms of numbers and in the momentum. What is the secret? Any strategy as a team no mode ye especially when you are the campaign manager?
Well, your strategy there ain't danger. But you started late. And based on Nema, your video, your show, kasa chere amount for no.
Okay.
Say enona ato wo mutrimo. If you say yanko yanim and yako yanim. Anybody if you say oh honorable Asad said you're kind now obeyamobi. No. Even as of today, people are still asking. So be honorable John will be a rather no. Omo edi echi no. And about join honorable.
I see.
Honorable is number 1 as we speak today. And it is a obi catch say oh yen wo de akobo obi mu no. Obi na de beba be boyimu.
Okay.
Yen sign that. Ebe kwa akosi eda ebe tuaba na yedi presidential ahweso na honorable abaye the president of Ghana. We need to change
the vision to become the next president, the Agyapong campaign team ekremu say at all costs as a Kennedy eba na wabese the systems are you was say.
Yes. Because most of the things that happen away ekrom are in discipline. So will be President Bajisika every will be in discipline. Say minister na say chief executive Bayer Bonia in discipline.
Okay.
And honorable has that personality, the vim. Ubi enim says Udi Bonia obe attack you. And you sa discipline now the bebano. And bet me as Sagana.
Okay.
For the religious people, we say cleanliness is godliness.
Yes.
For our campaign, discipline is godliness. Because we are disciplined on your feet. And honorable you will be as ye timid in the bar. Maybe cast a mumma you no. Because and you might be intimate cost the Esikono. Oh, either is a Boko conflict or any other woman say papa way there, what is it for moi? The Bebano, and yet and people will begin to change. We need to have a change of the mindset. Now honorable and the wasa subainoa among all my contestants to change Ghana's people's mindset and take us to the promised land.
And Crawford started again is he is the Trump of Africa and the Trump of Ghana. Mo just again it.
Well, I don't know. Honorable has a different characteristics. He's a strong man. He believes in what he believes. He believes in Ghana.
Okay.
Donald Trump, maybe that's what he was, but he was just a purely businessman.
Okay.
But he has been able to do business alongside his political career as well, 30 years or so. So I think that's the difference, because Trump could not rely on his people and was just firing people left and right without any basis. But Honorable Okuta enough within the system. Say we'll go through the ranks. I just say ye vote to okaho, ye discuss ye okaho, ye debate or parliament okaho. So he has all that it takes. He is the most experienced if you talk about who to lead Ghana. But I don't know whether the name Trump makes any difference.
Okay. In terms of character, there are a little bit of similarities in there between one personas, but you're the main substantive one. Message by and as a team, together with your candidate, Modema, the delegate of your party, because first of all, say no ebebem abadenya kwenya no abeyo mampenya. He has to be on the ticket of your party. Party amasum for so many years, no any. Ade na mo kache party na to wo mutima ebegina so ayo mo sisidua mo ato abama de ma Kennedy Agyapong.
Well, wow start here okay say adeɛ no asesa baabi a bɛkɔ
and you tagline what's idea not done right
asesa adane
Yes.
and the grassroots which I'm talking today woman nim the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong aye ama party no
okay
woman nim ne do a wo ema ne man woman nim se oba enyima and obebia or cash obebia adwuma because I can quadriquas over anything honorable why you be paying
okay
and you are me banam the adwuma ba be go a any papi nkolane washing omo jinisi oba adwuma no here and yes ye kwoto aba na obi akomo omo taku ne sempo anse say omo brabo
okay
no omo say nipa why you be pay no say obema adwuma aba onim said ye see etua tax onim said ye businessman adwuma be sie gu a enye onim said obesi aboa ama enipa e wo kana nyina person ye businesses no I encourage you omo na ama sa grassroots no omo so anya adwuma and the grassroots omo de omo bibia a share honorable kemu 100% so ono na obetimi aye aboa omo na waboa Ghana as a whole.
I see. My message sounds so deep, especially when he tells you, say, the spirit of patriotism. Say, ye ka say no, a free ye maimu. For that reason, no, and I will be who say journalists, ye di o ye noa, or di attempt or kabibi or yes ya. Nina no patriotism anyhow. Civil servant will misbehave because of lack of patriotism. How is Kennedy Agyapong going to ensure, say, that spirit, a free as a country, as citizens, will be to me, restore that hope, back into this country?
Well, your slogan here, PAD, patriotism, honesty, and discipline. I think that we hear honorable in Kasaye, we need the Buha, we be Kokotoa, and Nanibuodea. We shall die for this country. What team at Jesus, you can't wait and find you say. Now the youth for the youth of this country, say the mayor. So is it what he's a patriot?
Okay.
Or Kasama Ghana, or Fat Ghana in Niagara. But to add that, the discipline, which is the last one, when you have a discipline, a lot of things go with it.
Okay.
Patriotism and honesty, and when you begin to discipline people, the system is going so bad because everybody abemubua, they just do what they want.
Yeah.
But what Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, I always say, who call baby to say China. Yes, if I red underwear, a da, ubia what China the better, and so young Fakamrens also because they know the consequences of the action. So we are the winning the leader no and the system no be yama. And the name say Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, we are disciplinarian.
Okay.
We are honest. And you know, obi wouldn't hear now, automatically you begin to change.
Yeah,
the mindset of the people must change.
Okay.
Not the system. The mindset of all of us. But when you put such a leader, it will begin to trickle down. Ubi a idea no in the red underwear home. We are so say Papa we there. Or no akra no is a person jadia. Ubesi about that background. The mindset is what we need to change. And he has what it takes to do that.
And that is what he has to offer this country.
That's right.
Now, I've heard majority of your party people say, Kennedy, dear Debbie, waba, wamwaye. Kennedy ba, near maybe oha, yentiminye. Kennedy ba, o your hinekra, now ye be now a kabi no and kenny year. I mean, wabeke kana adriacho. Now, it would derail the efforts of the party in breaking the 8. So, what is obi kasa asem noa? Say obi a waye nadwen say on condone what the system already provides, but obi make sure say status quo no ebesesa so that there will be progress. Now what is some few party members are benefited from the system saying some of these things. How do you take it and how do you respond to such people?
Well, Nina say 1% niema enye noa ekoso.
Okay.
But me say uko kumasi jomukura. As you are Kennedy, dear, Obatriason, and so Maramatriason. Taxi drivers, and so can't the same thing. People are looking for a disciplinarian.
Okay.
And then, you know, that idea say, well, the few people who say the status quo must stay. And I see near ma, the BI and a bottom for near my essay, Krunwa. No, Yet me, you quite Ukroma say any bear 6 months. Now say, no, Obianca. This is something you know Kennedy will not stand for. Why here Jima will name the bread of the ordinary people. Honorable, any only person, young Colane, young penning for a war as she honor dear. Womo a genie disse oba, Obamaniama as a Sam Womo. Of course, you see a lot of people, our follow our vice president.
Yeah.
Whether they are chief executives or whether they are parliamentarians or ministers of state, that's okay. But people say, oh, now that I'm any penny mochi. You need strategies, as John Kuma said. And you need maybe 2-3 people on Kuta strategy. There were stronger weapons. Why do you need more people? And the few people behind him, they have what it takes. They are strategies. Mr.
Also, campaign manager, I did surprise the minister as we speak currently. The Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, still a member of parliament. In fact, he's been in the parliament for some time now. I'm a bit surprised. The colleagues know our new watching Benim. Obian declared the support a man so far. I didn't hear.
Well, and I'm a cashier or no. Ejuma kakra, sometimes Ubu ha or say, oh. Obabe can say bibi kakre de be mano e be me tuno e be me intimidation.
Okay,
but here any do. So you have strategy to win. We need to bring a new mind. Agyapong front is a buyer by one.
Okay,
and this any pan be edi wo mo chi and there and ya there high because you nim say essentially change the system no. And sometimes it is a BI Coco baby as you constituency way, as much as vice Obama 10 away. Chief executive United, and before United, now one year in a day will be a Tony space. Yeah, we want fresh mind. We want Ghanaians to accept the sins that we have done against our country and bringing new people to change the system. Here say MP so ministers so one more line. Yeah, different. We are bringing in new ideas.
Do you believe, say, shipping people in line? You can't focus on just as you mentioned, because of position, I will be buying the Montino. One pay crisis, I say, or pay by force because we're protecting the interest. Who says, air costs were ahead of election?
Well, President, I can say, on weapon, but yes,
okay.
They are being whipped in one way or the other. They are looking to keep their small jobs. Now, can you imagine? Are you saying the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong only minister be our friend?
Yes, that is what surprises me.
We have a failure marking.
Yes,
Katie Hammond. Why could these people say, oh, me woman? What you are talking about?
Okay.
Either could keep their job or they are being intimidated. But I will be surprised for you to see, say, Honorable, why yes, so many things for most of the parliamentarians. Because one way or the other, they are afraid. But here, we need good weapons. We need good strategies.
Okay.
And the few people are in we have what it takes to be able to do that.
I asked some of the questions because special delegate conference, a little over 1,000 delegates. You have some MPs and some ministers one more delegate one more able to be. We are convinced, say at the end of the election next week Saturday, 5 are more pay a day into the main one in November. Honorable Kennedy Ebeka home.
Fully convinced.
Fully convinced.
Fully convinced.
O stance no eye dientia. Then the man I believe no.
Because enye obi na aban to aduane mani die.
Okay.
And enye obi so na osuro. And enipa ne bi wa onim se wo mo man eyi enti no so no. Wo beto aba. I mean, and I make a choice. Do you believe we say honorable ni all the ministers, some of the ministers and some of the MPs, they will vote the other way around. But I say, and yes, and the idea fully convinced. We have a strategy to win this election beyond aspirants. we want to be focusing even on the presidency more than just yet, because we are there. And you said the weekend so Ube the grassroots the form of one said the Omsiji honorable dear. It's just
very well. No, Monsieur Kakramami, Messanso,
that's right.
Because I know it's a movie constituency to constituency.
That's right.
Okay. Now, Edi Ensem Namukwa delegate no ekachemo.
Yakwa delegates. Omo pe ejuma.
Okay.
Omo bi say omo di yaw etia ye party say omo nya ejuma. Na omnim say yewura kumpra kodie oba ombenya ejuma. Na ne no credit o kama Ghana. Na kukodro any discipline. You'll be surprised. We'll be say, oh, Senga will be out by discipline party and go form. But that's not the case. We have a different strategy. As I told you, a few people. My chairman of Pombio, we had the Star Wars behind him.
Okay.
And we are good enough. It's like Russia. When you roll system, own funny baby, or too free in the chrome, too free long range. And I think it's I have already talked about strategy.
Okay.
Of all the people Omudi Eura Vice Chief, for instance, they talk about why here's so many things. For what is digitalization?
Yeah.
But they talk about the success is about going to court. Now court.
Defending your party.
Now what is the achievement? How could that be an achievement? They should concentrate on things that he has done, the good things that he has done. Instead of going about talking about any court no kwa for and yes a court no ya bema anako ana udify bechu. There were only 3 people, either the president, the chairman, or the vice president had the opportunity
to lead the party
and go and defend this case. And yes ya kasi e probia kona kumpra kusemenko. Because we are and once we can the oka. It depends on concentrate to the power. They are doing the service to the man. Because who differ? What is the achievement? See the people they are. And as the NPP in some cases, Titiwokrana, Otiko Koso, Uchemua, Pra, Ekatanity. Yeni assembly for a man may achievement. The man has done a lot of things, whether he's part of E-Levy, whatever wire ama system no. Functional. Talk about that. I don't want to see the people
but between team no and the vice president team no more issues are there because it looks as if it's a campaign that more no bantana no it comes from Momo camp, the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong camp, and the vice president's camp. So you hear them say enyami wosika and ye did president enyami wosika and I'm a be enyuma to a fine extent, they even tell you, Honorable, say with over 7,000 workers, almost again, now, and yet those kind of things in a party in here to break the 8. But they need somebody who is competent to manage this economy. Then your candidate comes in to say, Sir Debbie, in fact, what's the way you're competent? CD no $2 no you're saying see the exchange rate. So why is this between two camps? You know, I said there is a huge tension in the campaign now. Running.
We don't have any tension. We reply to, let me take you through. Yes. I'm only advising them when we talk about the word strategy, as John Kumar said.
Okay.
I said, we have a strategy. And if I'm advising, with all the people following him, they couldn't tell, how could he be so proud about losing the case? And does it mean, are they telling us that NPP, Yantuma Vice, Nyakoni Kolusutu Mahama, Niasabaka's achievement? I want them to concentrate on the things that are positive for him. It's only an advice. I don't have any issue with them. But let me talk to you about the question of we need competence. Yes. Honorable on car say Sikantina with demand so. Was so ordinary Sika as a party no. You must be a stakeholder
in the party.
In anything. For you to say what the right to do ABCD. And the other idea is no. What was Sika was our knowledge. Now was Sika our knowledge. I could just come within a video so. No, he has what it takes to manage the economy. Was it will be in Yuma evidence is there or workers. Now in anybody's little way, some people started to be multi-millionaires by just selling cassette.
Yeah.
What have they done to demonstrate to their people in their area, say the honorable can say, my way, Mampa, of course, why? He's selling himself. Also, so they are now, so what sell yourself? Any papi, guys, niska, but by you won't say a chiska. Does it mean, sir, a Boshian will be Coboyana? Honorable, they are candy oil. The wire on Waka, also will be a Waka, dear. Yan and the baby said, because Usika, I was him, sir. I didn't mean say cash in there. Would it be car? You try to find fault with people who are saying their case. Honorable continue a candy wire among a party. And at the wire money mine. When we talk about say 37 military hospitals, he didn't do it for NPP. He did it for Nemai Ghana. And also the Nipa be a 1 year outside of NPP. Or be Jinasu. And as a papa there where a Nipa again Papa went to him. When he talks about going to the hospital in Kumasi or Ashanti region, when he talks about bringing PPEs, when he talks about Tamale issue, he cuts across. And that's the one that we need. NPP needs such a person who the streets, the floating voters, will be able to vote for.
What do you say to people who will say, yes, Kennedy is a fine gentleman, obewo the resource, obewo the knowledge, but in terms of managing himself, so now when him so when you adi who so be your mampenya, all this one no as a one kwan who ye the kasa bi wo no more as a Ghana for and said dampe. Why was he saying all those things, knowing very well say what pursue di or mampenyin? People say sa money and when giving him an opportunity, a bekodietiamu party. No, do you agree with those people?
I disagree. Kessben, this is the area we talk about, say, Donald Trump of some sort. I mean, the most civilized world.
Yeah, country in the world. Yeah.
Country in the world. They chose
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. See, when you become a president, there are protocols. The accessibility, say, will be able to Kenya encounter is difficult. That is how management is all about. So I don't think it's a honorable or some pass be when you're happier. Of course, if you've been in politics for over 23 to 30 years, you're not going to offend people. Or
you step on toes.
You step on toes. I think we won't step on toes. People will misconstrue your intentions and they will go about making all kinds of statements. But I don't think say no na you be so. Onipano a disciplinarian.
Okay.
Onipano a honest. And Ghana for a ready say ye pubia ubitimasi sign I disciplined. And the bottom of the line. And I want to mean guys we need experience.
Okay.
Now those people claim to have experience. Where were they when we started the party? And so I'm saying say and this will be bad now against will be no Virginia as a bois.
Yeah.
I mean for instance now we have gold for oil and the rest idea that is being implemented. For now, it may be working, maybe too late. So there are people who are outside there, and yes, this, that, and the honorable are participating in the system. We're debating the hard times. He takes on. He doesn't want to stay away just because of the president. And that has not been his intention, will be an idea. Yes, of course, he's a human being. But when you become a president, you live by the protocols.
Okay.
Even the other Chiano Crown, you are guided a way. So I wonder.
No, and wonder, say, depending on his persona, or best submitting him to the protocols of the state, and that is where the fear is. Because this is somebody at any point in time, they are to make an agree. The president, Manchiawe, was it the Dimechian? Because of Ghana.
I'm saying
yes,
that
you are going against the protocol.
It means that protocols don't work. In our time, as I tell you with the strategy, protocols will work.
I see.
There's no two ways about that. Protocols work. And you've seen the signs that it's working. He has started demonstrating that. So I think that protocols will work. So people should
President Kennedy or Agyapong.
That is correct.
I see. So the protocols will work at the time while assuming the office of the president.
Of course. Of course. I mean, everybody has guided. There are certain things that when you become a priest, it has to dawn on you.
Okay.
It must be reflected in you. So every job comes with conditions and the rules. And he will be guided by protocols.
But what him say Ghana for Penocret, right?
I don't want to say it's Ghana for Penocret. It been Penocret. But majority of them, in going around, Yahoo says Penocret.
But people get afraid say omeye flag bearer, omeye president krano, he makes the bold statement. Say Mr. Wusube mi chief of staff. So no krano ye rofa mefayado. How much more the civil servant what say Amenfi West municipality, oh yeah rofa, I'll fire you. The system will deal with you. It almost as if say people feel say or threatened already, even though he's not in the office yet. And it's our intentions in India and ye mao makra.
One of Nebekasa. The ordinary people are home pen Ukraine Amenfi DC and EMC, you know. And you look at Singapore, this president of Rwanda. Discipline is everything. And I believe you say Ghana for a do time. I'm catching me so Kumasi Jomuka. Hey, you are Kennedy. I say, when your Boba chances Omra, no matter. People are sick and tired of the normal things that we do. There must be a change, and they are looking for a change. Every time of the world, and they decided the kind of leader that we want.
Okay.
In this particular situation, Ghanaians are looking for the disciplinarian.
Very well. Which of the 16 regions and the most strongholds they say as a team?
All things being equal.
Alan makes claim of Volta region and Ashanti region. Dr. Bawumia makes claim of the northern part of the country, the influence among winning more seats. And I know, sir, just when you came in, you heard Miracle Abuaje talking about seats. I want more to winning through Dr. Bawumia's effort. And here found the stronghold of Ura Kennedy Agyapong. Obetimi aka say, okay, region way there, one more jimatum prekope, they are carrying me on their shoulders or on their wings to ensure says our contest way or Agyapong will get the needed result and vote as a saber.
Well, I think that we have to come back to Miracle's statement about Yamia winning seats. You must be comparing presidential to presidential of the past as opposed to using people who on their own are able to win the seats, not because of Bawumia. And the records are there where you can see that in some of the constituencies that won, the parliamentarian got more than the president.
The presidents, yeah.
So if Abuaji wants to debate on that, they are just making people think they say, oh, I had to say, no. It is on the strength of some of these candidates. And
the candidates are those
and yet the vice president army are winning. Then I no soon necessary Neko.
Okay.
And if he say, who will say about the strengths? We cut across. Obviously, by default, you have the central region, Ashanti will be in that kind of range. But you also have Greater Accra. We are very strong in Eastern. We are very, very strong in almost every region of the region. But, you know, we are not trying. We want to settle this issue about tribal.
The tribal politics.
The tribal politics. It is straight written when you are going to pick up your form is there. But people, even just about 2 weeks ago, all the parliamentary caucus of the 5 northern regions put together except one and went to these people, even Savannah and the rest, and says, we need 100%. Could you imagine if that was done by any Akan or Agyapong group, what the NDC will capitalize on? Akanfo is against you. This caucus, we must stop this. And when we are told not to use tribal, religion, and ethnicity, we should be devoid of that. People are taking advantage. All the parliamentary caucus of the 5 northern regions, except one, were there telling people what they should do, what they shouldn't do, intimidating people. That is wrong. Cut across. Because any of my honorable Ayama, even in the northern region, some northerners might not have done same.
Okay. And what is Dombo Buzia tradition? I mean, Buzia Fuaba, Akase, Dr. Bawumia Beba, Dombo ni SSA Waba, for the party record in your own history, Mon file a candidate or free the up north that. And the majority of the people think no, and it's NPP typically an Akan party. NDC used to tiamo on several occasions. It's Yemma Dr. Bawumia na and cancel that mentality and perception about the new patriotic party. In this time, what do you say? How do you respond to that?
Well, I don't know whether the current people know about Dombo. And I don't know whether Dr. Baumia is a Dombo. If people want us to go through and check to see whether it's a Dombo, we can do that. But I didn't say we are looking at the country. It has nothing to do with those who started or those who came the second.
Okay.
We need a leader. We need somebody, a presidential aspirant, who will take us to continue to break the 8. We are not looking for whether it's Dombo or what like I told you, in every time, maybe you need a peacemaker, maybe you need a military person to lead the country. In this current situation we find ourselves in, a disciplinarian, somebody strong, a civilian with militaristic mentality, I call it.
To sanitize the system.
To sanitize the system. And in Murphy said, nobody other than Honorable Ken Agyapong has what it takes. We cut across. We cut across, whether it's Greater Accra, whether it's Central, whether it's Eastern, whether it's Ashanti, we are everywhere. We don't want to limit ourselves to vice versa, North. It's not possible. But very well. So that will be